Just as I predicted, today, Mark Carney announced that he will pause Trudeau's carbon tax until after the election, and then bring in a much bigger tax that has no rebate. Mr. Carney has been Justin Trudeau's economic growth advisor, who's been saying for years that not only does he support a consumer carbon tax, but that he thinks the tax must be much higher. Now, before I get into the details, let me address a little tax trick that he has planned. It's kind of clever. He's announced that he will pause the carbon tax for a few months right before the election to trick people into re-electing the Liberals. After the election, he will bring in a much bigger carbon tax when he no longer needs your vote, but still needs your money. He has said that this bigger carbon tax will only apply to businesses. Well, that's how it is now. When you fill up your tank today, there's no CRA tax collector standing there waiting to collect it from you. It applies on the wholesale industry, which passes it on to the retail vendor, who pass it on to you. Now, that is what he will do again, only this time it will be a much bigger tax, and he has admitted there will be no rebate to pay you back the cost. He has called it a shadow carbon tax. Listen in.
We need to use effectively a shadow carbon price.
You know who will love this idea? President Donald Trump. Mr. Carney's new and bigger tax on Canadian lumber mills, steel mills, factories, and aluminum plants will force them to leave for the United States. Here we have the threat of U.S. sanctions on our industry. And Mark Carney thinks now is the time to hit our businesses with higher taxes? You can picture President Trump calling our businesses and telling them to move south of the border, where there is no carbon tax and where other taxes are dropping. Carbon tax Carney will give you a pause in the Liberal tax for a few months just to get through the election. And then he'll bring in the mother of all carbon taxes, a job-killing, inflationary carbon tax that will drive jobs into the hands of President Trump. My common sense plan will axe the tax for everyone forever. I'll also axe the sales tax on home building to save you up to 50 grand on a new home. Finally, we'll cut income taxes so hard work pays off. We'll cut bureaucracy, consultants, corporate welfare, foreign aid, and other waste to save the money that can bring down your taxes and our country's debt. We must immediately pass a massive bring-it-home tax cut on work, investment, energy, home building, and making stuff in Canada. Canada first, Canada last, Canada always. Let's bring it home.